Hey y'all, it's Caitlyn. And yes, I realize the lighting is crap right now. But frankly, I don't have anything to film at the moment, and I don't feel like getting the light and stuff plugged up, just to film this little thing. So yeah, you guys have to view the empty shelves, or the really bad shelves. It looks good up there. Looks like crap down here. But this is what I still have to work on. But yeah, what you're about to see is a resin making video, resin magnet making video. Resin magnets are a thing with me. If you've known me for a while, chances are you might actually own one. But this is one I've done using my Cricut machine that was given to me by James. James' link will be in the description box below. I've been wanting to do this for a little while. I've done other projects with my Cricut machine thus far, but I really wanted to go ahead and do it like this because I just feel like it'd be so much easier just making a silhouette of the character that I wanted, and put on the magnet, and I was absolutely right. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get into the video. Hey y'all, so I'm just gonna try to jump into this a little bit. However, I do want to ask you guys, can anyone guess the fandom that these magnets are being based on? So I'm actually gonna make silhouettes, sort of 4 different characters from this particular fandom and put them on these resin bases. So I just want to see how far you go in until someone can guess it. There's no prize except for bragging. But yeah, we're just going to get into it. So this is epoxy resin that I'm using. Epoxy just simply means you have a ratio. You're using part A, part B. Now it can vary. The ratio can vary depending on the type of resin you're using. I'm using amazing resin, which is a 1-to-1 ratio. I found you can buy it at your local Hobby Lobby store. That's where I find mine. I will say the best epoxy resin that I've ever worked with is from a company called Sophie and Toffee. It's an online shop. They have various different kinds of resins. And all of them are pretty top-notch quality. They are usually a bit more expensive, and it's, again, online, so you're going to have to pay for shipping. It's in Singapore. You can fill in the rest of the blanks from there. But yeah, basically you're just putting an A, B, and then I mix for at least 2 minutes, or I try to. Sometimes you have to stir for more if it doesn't look like your epoxy is mixing that well. You can usually tell just by looking. It starts off clear, goes to cloudy, becomes bubbly and clear. That's when you usually know it's okay to continue. And then I'm adding color. Now, for these, I used a mixture of just resin, liquid resin pigments, and alcohol ink. Simply because there were some colors that I needed that I didn't have in the liquid pigment. Alcohol ink, very versatile. Usually I use it when I want like more of a swirly tie-dye effect because it kind of goes into each other and just makes this really cool swirl effect in the background. But here I'm just using it for straight uh, color on these ones. I used it for the brown, and I believe I use it for the blue. I'm doing this without looking at the footage, which is probably a bad thing. I'm just looking at my notes, but whatever. And then I also add the glitter to each one. Again, I'm trying to make it so that it's the same kind of color. Now, the brown one that I did first, you'll see later, I use a little bit of black glitter because I don't have any brown. But I used a little bit too much. It came out a little bit darker in the end than what I wanted. A lot of glitter will sink to the bottom, so that's something you have to keep in mind. If you're using a heavier glitter, it's going to sink, and also if you just use a lot, it's going to sink. Some of it will float and go to the top or stay in the middle, but a lot of it's going to sink right to the bottom. And the glitter I'm using, most of this is from Resin. Now, I have a challenge for you guys. I want you to go to Resin.com, look around, see if there's any kind of glitter you like. They have a lot of different kinds of glitter for pretty cheap when you think about all the different styles and shapes and stuff you can get there. And then wait a little bit and go back to their website and see if you can get into it. This is really weird. I don't know how this happens. But I went into Larissa's website first time, fell in love with it, good product, good prices. I'm like, yes, this is my new glitter site. But then the next time I went to go use it, the site would not load. Didn't matter if I did it on my laptop, on my phone, wouldn't work. I text Cherie the link to it. I'm like, see if this works for you. She got in no problem. I still could not do it. It took me literally 3 months to get back into it, so the site would load again. And then after I made a purchase again, it would not load again. I still got the emails for the sales and all that stuff. The site would not load. I don't know how this happens or why it happens. I'm just curious if anyone else has this experience, because this is the only site I've ever had do this. I also use Glitter Lamb. I don't know if I ever used any of it here in this video, but that's my new kind of go-to now, and it's more reliable. Glitter Lamb, again, pretty good prices. You get a lot of it for pretty cheap. They do a lot of sales. So yeah, and some of this I also got off of various sites on Etsy as well. You just gotta look around to see what you can get. So as you can see here, I'm hopefully, again, I'm not looking at the footage. I do it for brown, yellow, blue, and pink, and just repeat all the various steps that I showed you for every color. And then I bring out the fire. The little electric match. What do you call these things? Torches? I don't know. Barbecue lighters? But you just have to pop all the bubbles on top with some heat. Usually it's best to wait a little while after you pour before you mix. Before you pour the resin. That's what I meant to say. I said it right the first time. Whatever. Before you pour the resin, make sure get all the bubbles to float to the top, and then pour, and then wait again for them to come up. I don't like the waiting part. No one does, I guess. But I usually just wait till I get all of them poured, and then I just kind of go back in and pop all the ones with a little bit of fire. Now, if you're using alcohol ink to color your resin, keep in mind alcohol is flammable. I've had this happen to me before. Yeah. Just make sure nothing catches on fire. Okay. As this is curing, or actually after this is cured, I came back the next day. Epoxy resin cures in about 12 to 24 hours, depending on what brand you're using. Come back the next day, I pop one out. It's still not fully cured yet, but it's enough that it can come out of the mold and hold its shape. It's just still a little bit flexible still. But I take it out and I measure it, because I am using the Cricut machine. Thank you, James. I went online, found images of all the ones I wanted, or all the characters, adjusted the images, and just printed them off using the white Cricut paper. That's all there was. And then I unmolded each one of the magnets that I had yet to unmold, looked them over, all of them were good. I didn't actually have to sand any parts, I don't believe, or trim any parts this time. Usually it's a little bit uneven, so I actually got it right for once. And now I had to go in and just peel the Cricut. I'm taking off all the parts that I don't want on my image. And then this part is very relaxing. I've heard some people find it very tedious. I personally find this to be the most enjoyable part, just getting that little needle tool and going through. I will say this stuff is extremely sticky. Like the adhesive they put on the Cricut paper, it's good, let me tell you. So if you get like a little piece and put it on like your hand or something just to get it out of your way, it's gonna stay there for a little while, y'all. It's gonna stay there. I take the Cricut tape, or the Cricut transfer tape, I should say. Transfer the image on with a little spatula tool, and then just put it onto the image. And by now, you guys can probably guess this is Tom Nook from Animal Crossing. Thank you, Christina, for the new addiction. I almost don't like you for it. But anyway, why did I not think that I would love Animal Crossing when it first came out? Why didn't I just jump for it? Because this is the kind of stuff I was into as a kid. I played all those crappy, like, decorating games when I was a kid. But anyway, I will say, all this came out perfectly, except I did mess up on the blue one, which is Mabel. I accidentally left the biggest majority of it, which is the background of the sticker, on first. I had to go back in and fix it. Basically, or was it the Reese one that I messed up on? I can't really remember. Whichever one you're seeing right now is the one I messed up on. I'm pretty sure it was Mabel. But I actually already transferred the face on, so I just had to line it back up again, which was fairly easy. I will say, the transfer tape, the stuff that came with the Cricut, like the little sample papers, worked amazing. The stuff that I've gotten since at Joann's, not so much. It's kind of weird. It doesn't work as well as what came in there, but you have to just be patient with it, and it will do what needs to be done for you. And then after all that is done, after all the images are on there, I simply glue magnets onto the back. And then I'm done. So, I will say though, at first I was considering doing coasters with this, because I have done magnets quite a bit in the past. The only reason I went ahead with magnets is because I saw how much resin I had left in the bottles that I was using. And I was like, that's not going to be enough. It's just going to be barely enough to do the magnets, and it wouldn't have been enough to do the magnets if I was doing it the other way, which is I put a layer of the clear resin down first, put my image in, let that image cure in that resin, and then put the background color on, which is what I've been doing all this time. But now with this, I can have the ability to use the silhouette, or even if I want to, a full image, a full color image, if I had the colors available to me. So that might be something I do later on. Just gluing it on and then sticking it on the fridge, and here they look. Look, I'm very happy with the way these turned out. Some of the images I used were a little bit sketchier than others. The Tom Nook one came out fine. The rest of them, I kind of just made do with what I could find. But I think they all came out fairly good. And here's the in-person me to close us off. And so, here are each of the magnets. So we have Mabel from the Able Sisters. We have Reese, which I believe is supposed to be a llama. I don't know. We have Isabel. I don't know. I need more yellow glitter. But even her silhouette was a little bit jank to begin with, but she's alright. Tom Nook, of course. Again, I mentioned in the video, it looks more black than brown. But other than that, he came out looking kind of cool. So, yeah, I'm very happy with all this. If I was going to do a coaster, or if you're just wanting a little extra layer of protection, just a little bit of UV resin over this. Or even another layer of epoxy if you wanted to. Like, get on a little Dixie cup, or a little, even like a small, like, disposable cup, any, like a Solo cup or something. Put it on there, and just pour the resin over it, let it drip down, and then sand the sides a little bit. That's all you gotta do. It's not that big of a deal, I promise you. But yeah, this was a really fun thing. I'm sorry I'm moving the camera around. I'm in a rocking chair. Or a rocking recliner anyway. But these came out very, very good. Yeah, I'm very happy with them. Again, guys, go show James some love in the description box below. Again, he's the one who bought me the machine that made this possible, which is amazing. And go check out Larisi.com. Not because I'm promoting them. I just want to know who else gets effed up going to that site. I'm not joking. That legit happened. And it's been a while since I went to that site because, A, I have plenty of glitter and I need to use it. But 2, I've been having so much better experience ordering from Glitterland because it's fair. It's affordable. Like just here lately, they had a buy 3 get 4 free of the seasonal stuff that was going away. They're just an awesome company, and they do like little secret sales. If you sign up, you get a little password that gets you even more off. So it's really cool. It's really fun. And Larisi, again, awesome product, good prices. But for some reason, I just never could get into the thing. I need to do it again. I'm going to do it again while I'm editing. and put it here if I could get in or not. But yeah, it was so weird. But I just thought, well, maybe the site's down, but Cherie got in fine. But yeah, it was really weird, and I don't understand it. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this. Do you like this kind of style, or do you prefer what my older resin magnets looked like, where, yeah, it was a full color image? Which, again, I might go ahead and try that if I can get all the colors that I need for whatever image I decide to do. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna go put these back on the fridge. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Or like always, it's community, not competition. I'll see y'all later. Bye.